Hey guys, Sean here at Vulcan Performance Rehab and Recovery, and I want to take you through a few steps of stretching and how you get the most out of your stretch and not just sit around and waste a ton of time, but actually stretch, get what you need to out of it and go on. So we're going to use the common hamstring stretch for the example here. And the biggest principle I want to get across to you is whenever you're stretching, whenever you're trying to get into this hamstring, you're not just folding at the back and trying to get to the knee. See how my back is super rounded here? We never want that. As soon as we round, we sacrifice our spine. We don't get nearly as much neural activity. Our brain kind of feels a threat because our spine is bent at that point. So when you're doing this, all I want you to do, you're going to set up, feel some nice tension on the hamstring. My body's straight right now. I'm going to try to take my chest to my knee and shove my butt back at the same time. When I do that, this is as far as I can go. This is all the hamstring stretch I need. I don't need to lay over to get here and hold a position. Okay, and while you're here, you can oscillate in and out of this position, never sacrificing the spine, keeping the back straight, or you can simply do a static hold for 1 to 2 minutes. Always do something active afterward. There's going to be a few other stretches in this. I'm going to include them. And while you're watching these stretches, notice how the spine is never sacrificed. So I'm up, leg up on the table, trying to keep a vertical shin with this stretch. So when the hip stretches, you're going to take the inside elbow, and you're trying to get that inside elbow to the table. But notice I'm not bending at the spine a whole lot. I feel this big stretch right through here. Okay, elbow's trying to go to the table. I'm not rounding. I'm just right here, working my way through the stretch. I can oscillate here. Next one, the pigeon stretch. I'm here. I can't get my knee flat to the table. This is as far as I can go. But here's the same principle. Trying to take the chest to the table without bending at the back. I can use my elbow, do whatever I need. From here, I can rotate in to have that stretch move, or rotate out, have the stretch move down my leg. You're going to feel this right here in this lateral glute. When you rotate inwardly, it's going to rotate more to your inner thigh. When you rotate outwardly, it's going to hit you more kind of down the leg on the side. We're going to work on getting into the couch stretch in this next exercise. So what I want you to do, the first position, the couch stretch, you're going to have one leg up, and you want to do this on both sides. But one leg up, the knee is on the ground. In this position, we're simply sitting here, okay? I'm not allowing myself to stick out like this, my ribs to flare, but I'm up and I'm stacked. Here, when you do this, you'll feel the stretch right down the front of the leg that's on the ground, okay? You're going to be here. You can sit here and oscillate in positions. You can try to get deeper and deeper into that stretch. And you can even work around from side to side and feel that stretch move in and out. Okay? Next is in position 2 is you're going to take this inner elbow. We're going to drop it down, working around in this area. In this spot, we have two things going on. We have the stretch coming here still. It's going to loosen up some, but it's still there. We also are going to have a stretch in this outside glute. I'll switch sides. And I'm here, take this elbow down, you're going to feel that stretch right here in this lateral glute, okay? So position number 2 is here. Position number 3, we get into the hamstring, we straighten the leg out. From this position, again, we're not rounding at the spine, we're simply trying to take the chest to the knee, okay? It's a huge hamstring stretch. We have this other component here on the side, we're still getting the hip flexor stretch. Okay, and the last position is the pigeon. We're going to come over, we try to take that knee flat to the ground if you can get there. I obviously can't get there, it's a little tight for me. So I'm here, I'm still working around, working that lateral glute, never sacrificing the spine. Okay, you'll feel this stretch on the side, and as always, in this other hip flexor in the quad up here. I'm going to take you through some ways to get into the shoulder a little bit, open that shoulder up. To get us some restriction and also to give you some more mobility so you can work on the stability later on. So one of the first things we're going to get into is the doorway pull. So you're sitting up here, you can use a doorway, you can use a rig, like a rig. So you're here, you're opening up, I'm leaning back in this position. What I feel is a huge stretch moving down through my lat right here. So I'm here, I'm pulling, the lat's getting a big stretch on it. We can open up, we can close down, we can do whatever we need to enhance this stretch a little bit more, okay? Just moving in and out, all right? The next stretch is what I call the doorway stretch, traditional doorway stretch. We're gonna open up. So we're here, we've got our arm inside the rig. And what we're gonna do is, we're gonna take our body, and we're gonna rotate away from this arm. When we do that, you'll feel this pec open up dramatically. You'll feel a big pull up the pec, and all you're doing here is you're rotating away, and you'll feel this pec. If you want to make it go a little bit further, rotate yourself downwardly, okay? So while you're here, you're going to feel this massive opening. This is something you can do every day to kind of open up your shoulders. We can take this pec stretch even further and get into the bicep a little bit if we want to. Grab the inside of the rig here, or inside of the wall, doorway. And same concept, you're going to open up away from the doorway. So you can feel a big stretch through your pec right here, and also it's going to move down into the bicep a little bit. You can sit here, remember, do some oscillations in this position, or just hold the stretch for 1 to 2 minutes, okay? And another thing we're going to do is doorway close, or what I call it. You're going to work this posterior side of your delt, the lateral side of your delt. So you're here, you're grabbing the doorway, grabbing the rig, and you're pushing away, and you're rotating away from the doorway again, but you're pushing away. You're going to feel a big pull on the outside of your shoulder, okay? Here, just working in, working out. You need some good general ways to get into your shoulder, open it up a little bit, and start getting some restriction out as you go through these throughout your